Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And it's strictly 2-player month.
Yes.
Strictly.
Strictly 2-player.
Strict. So, we're going to kick off our 2-player month with...
Love.
What better way to tell you about strictly 2-player games than to bring people we love to tell you about the games that they love? Now, if you're new to our channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We always appreciate you coming and joining our little community here.
We've got lots of content coming your way this month too, so stay tuned for more 2-player content.
Strictly 2-player. Hit it, Tyler.
Boing.
Hi Kovray viewers, my name is Rodney Smith from the YouTube channel Watch It Played, where me and the team, we create tutorial videos, gameplays, top 10s, news, and Q&A videos. We'd love to have you come by, and I'm so glad that I'm able to be here with all of you. Thank you, Tyler and Ilya, for the invite, because I'm going to be telling you about a 2-player game that I absolutely love. First, though, a couple of honorable mentions. Watergate, I love this 2-player historical-based game, and Warcry, my favorite skirmish miniatures game. But I was told that this 2-player game should focus on love, and I don't know, these these characters love to fight, so let me go with a slightly different pick though. And this truly is my favorite 2-player game, Ashes, the new edition, Ashes Reborn, which also has people who love to fight, I suppose. This box is packed full of every Ashes deck I could get my hands on. I'm sure some of you, like me, discovered Magic the Gathering at some point during your tabletop and board gaming journey, and Magic the Gathering just kind of blew the top off my mind. This idea of being able to collect cards that you would then custom build a deck with to do battle with your opponents. It sort of gave you your own sense of identity because it was a deck that you had constructed. And then, very soon, you were exposed to the weaknesses or strengths of that deck you'd constructed, and you could fiddle with it, tinker with it, make it better. Oftentimes, at least for me, sometimes make it worse, have to go back and change it again. But there are many things over time which I found didn't appeal to me as much about Magic the Gathering, and Ashes, for me, solved all of those issues. All right, now let me tell you some of the reasons I like Ashes Reborn so much and why you might want to check it out too. First of all, in many games where you construct a deck, you're still at the mercy of that deck. If you don't draw the cards you want in the order when you want them, you may never get your strategy off the ground. In this game, you also get to pick your opening hand of cards. This means you'll always have a strong place to start from, and so will your opponent. Not only that, the resources that you normally need to use to play cards in games like this usually come from your deck. You have to draw them. If you don't draw them, you may not have the resources you need. Here, you're going to be rolling 10 dice. You even get to custom build the dice because they're different dice, and the different dice faces give you different options. You may not always roll exactly what you want, but you always know you'll have something to use during your turn. On the cover of this box, you're going to see all kinds of characters, and these characters are really important because every player is going to pick one of those characters that they're going to represent, and then the rest of their deck will be built around that. I really love that about this game. You come to the table with a personification, somebody that you're representing, and then you're playing as them and their creatures and forces and spells that you bring to the table. Not only that, the art in this game is stunning. There's clear graphic design, all of the cards are easy to read, and the artwork is beautiful. The cast of characters, diverse and interesting. This is a game that when playing, I'm having fun not just interacting with the cards on the table, but just looking at them in my hand. It's truly a beautiful game. I know I'm up against my time limit, so I have to stop talking about this game before Tyler and Ilya kick me out of here. But if you have an interest in card dueling games, I do suggest you check Ashes Reborn out and see if it might be a good fit for you.
Hi, this is Ambie from BoardGameBlitz, and I'm actually one half of the channel BoardGameBlitz. The other half is Crystal Dax, and together we have a podcast, a YouTube channel, and a Twitch stream. But the idea behind the name BoardGameBlitz and the podcasts and YouTube videos were concise and short-form content. So the podcast is usually around 30 minutes long, talking about board games, and the YouTube videos are usually concise and highly edited. Twitch channel is neither of those things. Anyway, for my pick for a 2-player game I love, it's The Ravens of Three Sahasri, which is a 2-player cooperative asymmetric card game. You don't hear those words put together that often, which is part of why I really love it. It's a very unique game. The game is very asymmetrical. One player plays as the character Feth and one is Ren. So Ren is in a deep sleep and Feth is trying to help rebuild her memories before the ravens come and destroy them all, I think. But there's a deck of cards that have different images on them in numbers, colors, numbers, and the different segments are either covered up or not. So Feth's turn is a puzzle of drawing cards and placing them in a middle, following certain placement rules and trying to get certain bonuses. Additionally, there are raven cards of each color, and those are bad, so if Feth ever draws one of those, it could eat up the cards of that color and they're removed from the game, which is really bad because the game lasts 3 rounds and you have to survive all 3 rounds. Ren's game is trying to fill out 4 rows of cards. She starts with 4 face down cards and then she has to get numbers to make them add up to 7, 7, 7, and 5. So she's taking the cards though from the cards in the middle that Feth puts out. So there's no communication between the 2 players, and Ren needs certain colors left on the board at the end, and Feth doesn't know which colors she needs. So they're just communicating what is needed through the cards that they take and the actions that they do without being able to communicate at all. And I think that's really interesting. It's a very puzzly game, and there's a lot of trying to read the other person's mind by their actions, which I really enjoy, and especially in a cooperative game because you're trying to work together, and so you're both trying to do moves that are good for the game but also good for letting the other person know what you need. Also, since it's asymmetrical, it's fun switching sides, and it's a very different game depending which side you play. Furthermore, I need more words for also. When you actually win the games, there's 3 envelopes that you can open. I've only actually opened the first one, but the game gets harder. They add more rules on to make it harder. I haven't beaten that one yet. So the Ravens of Thief-Sahashi is a really unique and fun game, especially if you like cooperative games and mind games with other people. It has been re-themed and reprinted as the Embers of something, but I heard that that one's not as good, and I personally like the art style of this one more. I like the anime art. But yeah, the Ravens of Thief-Sahashi is one of my favorite 2-player games, and one of my favorite games of all time, I think. So that's my pick for a 2-player month. Bye!
Hello, my name is Sam, and I am from the Lord of the Board YouTube channel, where I usually do strategy guides or random videos, breakdowns of things. I really like to do weird videos about things that most people don't do videos on, about a very limited pool of games that I'm extremely passionate about. So if you fall into any of those kind of categories, definitely check the Lord of the Board out on YouTube. That would be awesome. But today I've got a game that I really want to show you guys, and that is going to be The Shores of Tripoli. Now, this is a game set in a period of early American history, one that is not really known very much. It's around the year of 1801. And the cool thing about this game is it is a very, very asymmetric 2-player game. And both of the players actually work the same way. They'll have a deck of cards and they'll have the same actions on their turn, whether they're going to be playing a card for its event, or they might be spending that card in order to do a certain number of unique actions, depending on which force you are playing. There's also 2 ways to win for each faction, and that's also pretty awesome because the American player is usually trying to buy time until the end of the game until they can kind of overwhelm the Tripolitan player. And the Tripolitan player is trying to steal enough amount of gold before the American forces really overwhelm them and get too strong. And it's just a very cool dynamic, a very cool tug and pull. It's got area control, card play, and also has some dice rolling combat that's really fun. Can be really sad sometimes, but all in all, very, very fun. And I think the thing that I love most is that it's rooted in history, and this is a gateway game to history wargaming, which is awesome. We need more games like this. Fort Circle Games actually has a super cool mission in what they are doing in this hobby. And so me and my wife absolutely love this game. Check it out, guys. Shores of Tripoli. And thank you so much, Ilya and Tyler, for having me on. Everyone, please check Shores of Tripoli out. You will not regret it.
Hi, Ilya and Tyler. It's Ambie and Maggie from ThinkerThemer. On our channel, we look at games from 2 different perspectives. I'm all about the mechanics, and Maggie is all about the theme. Yes. And we're excited to share a 2-player game experience that we love with you. And by we love, I mean I love, and Maggie loves to get frustrated.
It's a little
with.
asterisk. We love.
We love different aspects of the game. And so let's talk about it. It's Paris, La Cité de la Lumière.
Yes, the city of lights.
My French is terrible, but I'm much better at the game than I am about saying the title of the game.
That is true.
Yeah.
That was already like 95% of the way there, so I'll pay it. Yeah. So in Paris, the City of Light, this is the showcase of electricity, and so it's all about Paris showing off its beautiful light, street light network. And so we're going to be trying to be building buildings that are bathed by the lights of the city. That's essentially what it is.
For the World
theme-wise.
Fair.
For the World, for the World Fair.
For the World Fair.
For that one essential component.
It's on showcase.
It is, yeah.
But where this game really shines, so to speak, is the mechanics. I absolutely love the mechanics of this game. Maggie and I love a tense, competitively spirited game, and this is exactly that. The first really cool thing about this game is you're building out the map inside of the box.
Yes.
So you're placing these cobblestone tiles inside the box to create the map where you're going to then place polyomino tiles on top of in the second phase of the game. But what's brilliant about this game and why I love it so much is because there are so many tension points, so many decisions that you need to make that are really excruciating, because in the first phase of the game you're either going to place one of these tiles that's going to enable more of your color on the map so that you have more places to place polyomino tiles, or taking the polyomino tiles that you need to build. And so you're like, am I creating the map for the tiles, or am I taking the tiles?
Maybe looking like, oh, Amy's got a great position for this tile, which you'll never get to place because I'm going to take it now.
Right, so I'm spending all my time building while Maggie's taking the tiles I need.
Yeah.
Excruciating. And then it doesn't end there. In the second phase, you're now able to place these tiles out onto the beautiful pathways that you've laid for yourself. But instead of doing that, you can take one of the game-breaking actions around the board, and each player can only take one of those actions for themselves. So basically, actions can only be used once by one person. So now it's, do I take advantage of this beautiful map I've created, or do I take an action that I know that my opponent might take before me and ruin my plans for the game? Second point of tension. Hugely difficult decisions, and need to be acutely aware of what your opponent is doing. And I love that in a game that forces you to not only think about what you're doing, but what the other person's doing.
And it looks beautiful. The aesthetic of this game is gorgeous. I love that you play it in the box. I love that then you actually get to create this like 3D beautiful your landscape of the buildings, and where the light, and when you're scoring on, okay, which ones are being hit by the light, or that is really, really nice.
It is a great game, and I'll continue to enjoy beating Maggie at this game. So that is our two-player game. Thank you for inviting us to be part of this incredible month of two-player games, and thank you for everything you do for the hobby, and for just being brilliant people who we absolutely adore. So bye for now from Australia, and look forward to seeing you in person soon.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Hey everyone, I'm Jess from Community Connection Gaming. I'm a board game Twitch streamer as well as a member of the Tabletop Live network. You can find me online at Jess_CCG for schedules and more of what I'm doing in the board gaming scene. I'd like to share with you my favorite two-player game. It's a game of exploration and discovery, and it's titled Akrotiri, a game by Jay Cormier and Senfu Lim. And let's get down to the table and I'll explain a little bit on how this game plays. In this game, each player is going to have their own player sheets with a number of temples located on them, because the goal of the game is to try to locate these hidden locations of these temples on the central map before your opponent does. How that is going to work is each of you is going to have a set of map cards that give you requirements on what resources are available in those locations and the direction and location of those resources in proximity of where the temple is. So on this card, for example, I would need an ocean resource to the north, a volcano symbol to the west, which I do not have yet, and a mountain symbol to the south. So on my turn, I will draw a tile from the central board, place it, add the corresponding resources to it, and then take my following actions based upon the number of actions I have available to me. So let's say on my turn, I drew this tile. Oh, lo and behold, it is a volcano symbol. So I will place it here with the alignment restrictions so that the trade routes are connected, as well as one side of a tile is at least orthogonally adjacent to a previously placed tile. Then I will place the resources, one based on the actual symbol that is revealed, and one of my choice. So I will just do this and place it on another aisle. Then on my turn, I have 3 actions. I can swim for 1 over here. find out that now I meet the requirements of this map card. So this temple is located here on this island. I will score the number of points based upon the laurel leaves here in the upper right hand corner. And the first player, again, like I said, to get rid of all of their temples, as well as collecting the most victory points, will win. There is a little bit of strategy in that you have to resource manage, because another option you can do is gain some resources and turn them in at the central board in Thera for coins. Coins allow you to buy more maps, and it is more just a kind of a pick up and deliver strategy in that sense, and I really, really enjoy this game. So I hope you all can be able to get a copy of it, or if not, maybe I can teach you at a board gaming convention someday. But until then, I will see you around the gaming table. Stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll catch you on the next one.
I would just like to state quickly that we don't have the game with us.
Why? Because
Jamie
Jeff
packed it up and took it to New Brunswick because we're moving, even though I specifically told her not to do it.
I told him that we needed it for this video.
Jamie, I told you.
He asked me thrice, and thrice times I said, you need to leave that game here because
Why
we need
are you
it
lying
for the
to your
kovray
friends?
video.
Why
okay?
do you lie to your friends,
Jeff,
liar?
we only have 3 minutes. Could you please, not today, Pam, be professional? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jamie.
And I'm Jeff.
And we are from Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games
and
board gaming things.
Exactly. We are here today to do a video for some of our most favoritist people in the whole wide world. That is kovray. That is you. Tyler and Ilya, BFF, best friends forever. We are here to talk about our favorite 2-player game, which we don't have once again because Jeff
Jamie
did
packed it
in
up
fact
and took it to
take it to New Brunswick when I asked him specifically not to. We are going to be talking about an amazing game called Lord of the Rings, The Confrontation. And this is published by Fantasy Flight Games.
And it is now out of print.
It is now out of print, so good luck trying to get a copy. We found one and then another one immediately, so
yes.
It's actually not that hard. And Jeffrey, why don't you tell the people what it's about?
Lord of the Rings: The Confrontation is, what's that game called?
Stratego.
Lord of the Rings theme. In Lord of the Rings: The Confrontation, one player is going to play as the Fellowship, and one is going to play as Sauron and his minions, and you are trying to get either Frodo as the Fellowship to Mount Doom. Sauron and his minions are trying to get either 3 characters to the Shire or to kill Frodo. And you're doing that by moving your little pieces around the board, and each character has special abilities that you play out during battle, which are on cards.
And you blindly reveal them. All of your characters are hidden, and then suddenly they enter the same space. Let's call it, what's a place in Lord of the Rings? What's in the middle? Where do the elves live? Where's
Rivendell?
the cave? Where's the dwarf cave?
I don't know if that's really in the middle.
Nidavellir.
It's not in Nidavellir.
So they go into Nidavellir, and you walk in, and then at the same time, you reveal characters. Oh my god, it's Legolas versus Dark Rider.
And Legolas immediately defeats one of the Dark Riders.
It's the flying one, Nigel.
That was cool.
It's like a seagull, but it's a dragon. You're like, okay, ready, 1, 2, 3, fight. You pick cards, you reveal them, and then whoever wins, wins, and then the other one is gone from the game, and whoever either is left standing or reaches their objective wins. It's so fun. That is our favorite 2-player game. Thank you for inviting us on your channel,
Love
Kovray.
you both
We
very
love
much.
you.
Can't wait to see you
Love
very
you.
soon.
Yeah, very soon. Coming to visit you. Okay, bye. We forgot to do our regular outro, so here we go. Goodbye.
Later days.
Hey there, friends. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billie.
Hi.
And we have a channel called Second Star to the Left, where we talk a lot about board games, and especially 2-player board games, which is why we were very excited when Ilya and Tyler asked us to choose one of our favorites to share with you. And after a lot of thinking... Okay, maybe not that much. We decided to go with Botnik, because if you've watched our channel ever, then you know that we love this little 2-player game. In this beautiful game, it's some kind of weird floral steampunk kind of art. But you are 2 mecha botanists who have invented a machine that can produce vegetables and flowers to help sustain the world that you live in. And you're competing with the other person in the lab to build the best machine. It does have a little bit of randomness, because you're a smidgen. imagine, because you're flipping over a set of 3 tiles to start each round. But after that, you're drafting those tiles and putting them onto a shared board in the middle, where you're kind of planning out your turns 1 or 2 moves in advance. Because if Billie was saving a lovely little flower to place in her machine later, I could release it from the board and make her place it right now. And if you can't line those nice little pipes and vines up in your machine on that turn, then you're gonna have to press your luck and hope that you can connect them by the end, because anything that's not connected doesn't score.
It's funny, you usually have a lot more unconnected things than I do.
I do not. I can plan in advance. You get bonuses if your machine is beautiful. So if you have more flowers in your machine, you get more points. And while you're connecting all these pipes and vines into this really cool machine, basically you're just trying to make the largest areas of the same color. And
like put 3 yellows next to each other and 3 greens. And...
Exactly. And you're going to tack some beautiful flowers on there too.
You can attack some beautiful flowers on there?
Tack. You're going to like tack
No, you can
them
attack
on.
the flowers onto it.
Don't attack the flowers. And I have never played this game in person and not had someone go out and get themselves a copy.
Even when it was just us?
Okay, well, how many copies do we need? I'm really hopeful that this one will get onto BGA so that we can play it with everyone, and then everyone will go buy a copy, and everyone will become a mecha botanist.
You all need to play this game.
This is one of our favorites, if not our favorite, 2-player only game, and we think more people should be trying to build beautiful machines to grow flowers and vegetables. Thank you to Ilya and Tyler for asking us to join in, and we can't wait to see what everyone else's favorite 2-player games are so we can run out and get those too. Bye!
Thanks.
Hey everyone, I am Krissy.
And I'm Nick.
And we're from 2 Sheep, 1 Wheat, where we do review videos, playthrough videos, and live videos. And today, we're here to talk to you about our favorite 2-player only game.
Caper Europe Mastermind Edition.
Yeah. Now, is it specifically Mastermind Edition that we really like?
Was it
backwards?
Backwards.
Oh no.
Wow.
So yes, this is our favorite 2-player game. It is a newer game, but it is our favorite one.
Yeah, we like the tug and pull
aspect of it.
Push and pull.
Push and pull, I suppose.
Push and pull, a mechanic, the different city cards you can play through to really change up the different mechanics of the game.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to get bored playing this game. And it's got a really neat theme with the thieves, and that's exactly what you're stealing. All of the gems and the artwork really gives a nice little touch to it while you're playing.
Yeah.
Love a game with nice
and
artwork.
It's quick. It doesn't play too long. It's drafting.
It's definitely
You
quick.
draft your hand, you pass it to the next player. You guys each draft cards, pass back, finish that round. It's really quick.
So what I really like too is that there's the gear deck and a thief deck, and you're alternating each deck each time that you play. And it really builds up your side of the board.
Yep. Yeah, and the different colors, like, so you got the set collection trying to go on there. Each city card has different abilities, which allows your thief to move back and forth. Really, really love it. Like,
it's just a fun time playing it too.
Yeah. And the Mastermind Edition comes with nice chunky wooden tokens for the art.
And metal coins.
Metal coins. And this one has a unique metal coin.
I do like that too.
A unique currency interchange.
There are only 10. Yeah. That's it for the whole game. And if you don't have enough and you have less than the other player, because sticking with the theme, you can steal it from your opponent.
Yeah, which is just a clever mechanic.
It is pretty clever, and it makes the game very interesting.
Yeah, it really makes you so you don't hoard all the cash, right?
Because I try to do that.
Yeah, so
not working in this game.
Nope.
So that is our favorite 2-player game, Caper Europe. Have you played it?
Hi everyone, I'm Amanda Panda, and I am primarily a board game Twitch streamer. I sometimes do arts and crafts and sometimes some video games, but I help you find me everywhere on all the socials under Panda Angel, PANDA, the number 8, NGEL. Today, I'm very excited to talk to you about one of my favorite 2-player games. It is Star Realms from Wise Wizard Games. In this game, you're going to be building your deck up so that you can pew-pew your opponent's ships and bases so that their score goes down to 0. The first person to do that wins. It's a lot of fun, and as you can see, I have been playing this a lot I even mixed up my decks with my friends, so some of the back colors are a little bit off. So you definitely want to sleeve this game, or just pick up another game. This is the updated version. I don't think anything's changed except for maybe some of the art on the box. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you have 2 copies of the game, you can play a 4-player game of this, which I actually really, really like. Now, another thing you could do is you can purchase this copy of the game. So this is basically 2 of these, plus some expansions and some extra goodies that help make the game really, really fun. I really enjoy this game, and if you have not played this before, or you're looking to upgrade or, you know, replace your well-loved game, I would definitely look into this one. Or if you have bought a whole bunch of these games and their expansions, because there's a lot out there, you can get a universal storage box. But this big mama holds everything, all the expansions and promos for Star Realms, and it's definitely a must-have for Star Realms lovers like I am. There's a ton of expansions that you can buy and you can select from. A lot of different combos and cool stuff that happens. But not only that, it is an app. So this game can be played on your phone or through Steam, and it is a blast, especially when you have a couple of minutes and you want to just play with friends or async or with the AI, which I usually do just to relax right before bed. Another game along these lines is Hero Realms. So you're out of the star space theme, but you are heroes battling each other for glory. The first person to knock the other hero out wins, and I love the combos in this one. A lot of great abilities for different characters and leveling up. The app is amazing. Definitely need to check it out on Steam. There's also a bunch of expansions and a big storage box for them as well. And there are also nice mats for you to play with, as you need with all card games. And yes, it is a great game. Definitely check out Star Realms and Hero Realms from Wise Wizard Games. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.
Hey everyone, it's Raina from Women of Board Games here. I do bite-sized board game content on TikTok, and a 2-player game that I really love is called Summoner Wars. This is an awesome fantasy card game. Each player takes on the role of a summoner, and all of their units, and your whole goal is to try to eliminate the other summoner. Each faction plays different, so it's super fun to try them all out, and there's even an opportunity for deck building in here. Not deck building in the game, but building your own decks. This game is kind of lane-based. You have a battlefield that's basically like a grid, and you're trying to effectively move your units around to attack enemy units, making sure to be in range with the line of sight. But one of the things that I love most about this game is the timing mechanic, or kind of timing mechanic. Once your deck runs out, there is no reshuffling of your cards. So you have to make do with what you have and also be very careful about what you're discarding. So if you are a fan of 2-player head-to-head card games, I cannot suggest Summoner Wars enough.
What's going on, my friends? I'm Rolando, the Board Dad.
And I am Redfurd.
You can find us, well, mostly me these days, on Instagram and YouTube.
What is that supposed to mean?
The Board Dad. Well, you've been kind of missing in action for a while now, buddy.
Well, I thought I'd show up for our great friends William and Skylar.
That's Ilya and Tyler.
Right. Potato, tomato, Chief, you know.
All right, so we're here to talk about one of our favorite 2-player games.
Let me guess. From Egg.
Yes, it's from AEG.
Is it in a box?
Yes, it is in a box.
Let's see, is it in, I don't know, this box, perhaps?
Yes, it's in this box. You guessed it. You guessed it.
I don't know what this is.
Come on, man. It's War Chest.
Oh, right. That's the one with the cool stuff.
Yes, yeah, the cool chips.
Right,
Remember?
potato chips and different units.
Yes, the chips. Let me show you the chips. This is probably the best part of the game. Here, look at these awesome chips.
What are the chips?
Well, these chips represent different units.
Doritos.
No, they
They represent like swordsmen, lancers, knights.
Right.
And, you know, listen to the sound of those chips. You hear that?
My chips make different noise. They go.
Now the goal of War Chest is to capture a number of areas on the board, and then each unit also has a special tactic represented by these cards. Remember these cards?
No.
No.
There's a lot of cards.
Yeah, so it's like chess, but it's much easier to learn.
Right. Right, yeah. Okay, I love this game.
Okay, so why do you love this game?
Well, that's just what it says in the script on the teleprompter that I'm looking at and not reading.
Okay, well, let
me
me tell you why I love this game. Okay, the chips are awesome. They look great, they sound great, they feel great.
Like me.
It's a quick game too, which helps when you're playing with non-gamers.
Like me.
And that part is important to us.
You.
Because I'd rather play a simple game and have fun than a complicated game that frustrates all the puppets at the table.
Puppets? What puppets? Who said anything about puppets?
You're so predictable, dude.
What? You dropped your microphone afro.
My what? Oh.
Yeah.
Microphone afro?
Yeah, like a little afro.
It is like a little afro.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll go without the afro.
Kobe.
So there you have it. That's War Chest, one of our favorite two-player games. Ilya and Tyler, thank you for having us on your channel. You rock. Keep being awesome.
Yes.
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 You agree?
Who is this for again?
I'm already annoyed with you. I haven't even started yet.
Mi gente, I'm Roberto.
And I'm Kait.
We make up Shear Boardom Table Talk. Thank you so much, Tyler and Ilya, for having us on for your two-player month. We absolutely love you guys. We've been playing games with you for a little bit, loving the relationship we have. But we're here to talk about two-player games, one that we love. This was a challenge for us because we own only a handful of two-player games. We also don't play a lot of two-player games specifically, so thank you for challenging us for this. The game that we came up on is Watergate by Matthias Kramer.
Yes.
Watergate is definitely a strictly two-player game. We've actually talked about it on off camera, but we were able to bring this to a brewery and enjoy our time at a brewery. We love going to our local breweries. The pieces, I think actually, Kait, you can talk about components first, quickly.
The components are fine. It's not a very expensive game, which is really nice. And it doesn't take up a lot of space, so you can bring it anywhere with you, which is great. But usually you can find it on sale for like under $20, so it's definitely something worth picking up if you want a strictly push-pull two-player game.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the components because we were outside playing this game, and there was a light breeze. None of the cards went anywhere. They all stayed where we wanted them to stay. The tokens are nice and hefty. The cardboard is nice and hefty. So this is a game I think you can bring out to a picnic and play it on the grass if you wanted to. Really, just it's a really fun outside game. This gameplay is quite fun with the push-pull aspect. Someone plays Nixon, the other plays an editor trying to connect informants to Nixon a la Watergate. And there are a lot of fun and interesting decisions because we were able to play both. I was Nixon and the editor, same for Caitlin. And for me, I had some cards in my hand that were quite powerful, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to use them in the beginning of the game because you have a stack of, I believe it's 20 cards, and you can just mill through them quickly, but then at the end of the game, you're only stuck with maybe 7 or 8, and you're just constantly going through the same cards.
Are you talking about Nixon in general?
Nixon and the editor, because they both have cards that you use them one time and they're out of the game.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for giving us the opportunity to share our favorite two-player game right now, and we'll talk to you soon. Happy gaming.
Hi, my name is Monique.
And I'm Naveen, and we run a YouTube channel called Before You Play, where we basically focus on two-player playthroughs.
First of all, thank you so much to Ilya and Tyler for having us. And so to answer your question, we have both chosen a favorite two-player game. So would you like to go first?
Sure. Okay, one of my favorites. This is purely a two-player only game designed by Raina Knizia. It is Schotten Totten, the original Schotten Totten. There is a Schotten Totten 2, but I think I like number one the best. It is essentially a game where you are trying to play poker hands to win area control over these different stone tablets out in front of you. It gets really, really clever when you're trying to kind of outwit your opponent, but you're kind of stuck with the cards in your hand, and just kind of that stress of like, oh, I guess I have to play a card here because you have to play a card. So it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it.
It's a good stress.
Yes.
And one of my favorites is a quite popular one. It's a game called Targi. So this is another two-player only game. And what I love about this game is it feels like a big Euro packed in such a small package.
It does, yes.
For a small player count, right? It's quite tactical. It's very unique. You know, you have these workers that you're trying to place on a grid of cards that dictate the actions that you can take, and then you kind of do this crisscross slide between them, and it gives you additional stuff.
But it gets really tough because there's these rules for how you can actually place. So sometimes you place your first pawn thinking, all right, I got this.
Yes.
And then your opponent does something that you're like, I guess I don't have it.
Right.
So
yeah, it's very
this
clever.
is a good one.
And we recently played
Yes.
the expansion for it, and it just made the game even better. And so this is one that's been in our collection for a long time and will probably stay for a long time, as well.
Yeah.
Thank you again to Ilya and Tyler, and congrats on your two-player month.
Bye.
My heart is happy. There's a lot of love.
I love love.
Love. Make sure to check out the links of all these wonderful people below. We really appreciate them coming on this channel, and show them some love like we love them. Love.
Love.
Strictly.
Strictly love.
What is your two-player game that you love?
Well, I'm actually not going to tell you. No, we've talked about a lot of games that people love, so we're going to leave it at that. But for those of you who want to stick around, at the end of the month, we'll be doing a top 10 list about our favorite two-player, strictly two-player games. And
you can always check out our Instagram, because we'll be posting pictures of a strictly two-player game every single day and telling you a little bit more about how we feel and what we think. And definitely stay tuned for more videos to come in this
strictly two-player month.
Strictly. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Bye.